Hello YouTube family, thank you for joining me today. In this video, I am going to make a beautiful bracelet. I have the design already set up here. These are crystal passion crystals. They are 4mm bicones, and I have it sitting on a 6.5 beadboard size. I don't have the little round area completely filled because these are small beads, so they're just kind of sitting in different angles, like not straight. So it's kind of hard to gauge how many beads I'm going to need, but I just kind of have a rough estimate of how I want the design and how many beads I'm going to use. And other than the beads, I have all the other findings ready here too. Just we'll go over that really quick. So I have the little crimp beads here, and everything, actually all of the findings and things are from Fire Mountain Gems, and they are gold plated. I find these findings from Fire Mountain Gems to be very high quality, so that's where I shop my stuff. So this is the crimp bead I'm using. This is size 2mm. And then I have a head pin here that is 21 gauge, 1 inch. And I think I'm going to use this to make some either one or two like charm or dangle at the end. I have a wire guardian. This is size 0.5mm and then 4mm. I'm not exactly sure which one is the measurement on these, but this helps to protect the wire. And then I have two sizes of jump rings. These are the 4mm 20 gauge ones, and I have the big ones that are 18 gauge 6mm. So two sizes. And I have the lobster claw clasp, and this one is 10 by 6mm. That's what I will be using for my findings. And then for the wire, I have 7-strand Beadalon satin gold color. I know this is kind of a lower strand, but our beads are pretty small, so I think it will work just fine. And then you will need your tools, your chain nose plier, your round nose plier, your cutter, crimping plier, and that's it. Okay, so let's get started. I usually just like to work off a spool and just kind of cut when I'm ready to cut. And we're gonna do sort of the same thing, but we're going to put like half of the design in. So I want to first go in with, let's see, how are we gonna do this? Because I don't know exactly how many beads I'm going to need to complete the length. I may need more or less. So I'm going to kind of start from the middle here, actually, and then go this way. And so I'm just going to put half of my design in. So what I have for the design is I'm kind of going the dark pink, and then I have the light pink, and then I have 3 of the purples in the purple beads in the middle, and then completing the rest of the bracelet with the repeating pattern. So I'm going to put the purple beads in first. So 3 of those ones going in, and then I have the 5 light pink colors, and those are going to go in next. And then, so I want this side of the length to be 3 1/4 of an inch long. So that way the other side is going to be the 3 1/4 inch as well. And then if I need less of the beads on this side, I will not put as many beads of those beads. So right now I'm just stringing up my I do have this, so in between my light and my dark pink, I have this little sparkly AB bicone bead there that's going in. That will kind of slightly separate the light and the dark pinks. So I'm going to finish stringing these beads, and I'll see you guys. Okay, so all my beads are in the wire, and I'm just going to quickly show you the measurements. So we're measuring from halfway up the bracelet. So about this middle bead is the halfway. Up to the end should be 3 1/4. So up there from 0 to 3 1/4. So now I'm going to finish this end and then fold this side in half. Well, let me show you that in a little bit. Let's complete this side first. So I'm going to put this to the side. I'm going to get my findings. So I'm going to need my crimp bead here first. So we need one of those. We need a wire guardian. So that's pretty much all I need for now to finish off this side. So I'm going to zoom in, okay, and show you closely what I'm going to do. So here's my wire. I am putting my crimp bead in first. So crimp bead through that wire, and then I'm inserting the wire guardian, or inserting the wire through the wire guardian from one side and bringing it through the other side. And then bringing the crimp bead up and having that wire go through that crimp bead. Okay, so this is what I have. I have the wire going through the crimp bead, going around the wire guardian and coming out through the crimp bead again. And I'm going to kind of push it up a little bit so that the wire stays nice and snug close to the wire guardian, this part. And then now I'm ready to crimp it. I'm going to first use this hole here first, so that it creates that little dent in the middle and separates out so I'm going to place my crimp in that little curve, because one side has the curve and the other side has the dent, and then the side that has the dent is going to make a dent in the crimp like that. Oh, although it seems like the wire kind of, oh, there we go. Okay, so if you want to reinforce that, you can go in again, and then now we're going to go into the first hole, like the first curve, and I'm going to go it sideways, because if you see, this is kind of looking flat at this point. So I'm going to go sideways and press it in that first hole, so that it kind of puts the flat piece together like this. Okay, now it's nice and tight and looks really nice and polished. And then now we're ready to put the beads, push the beads down the wire. I'm not sure if the hole size of these beads are large enough for 2 wires to go. Otherwise, I might just have to trim it off there. It probably is not. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to have to cut this wire off right after it comes out of that crimp bead. Now again, I'm using the 4mm crystal passion beads, and then for these beads, the wire doesn't go in 2 rounds. So this is what we have. And then now on this side, I'm going to give myself I'm folding the bracelet in half so that I can measure how much wire I need to cut off on the other side to complete the design. So I'm going to give myself about 1 inch, a little bit more longer, so that I have some room to work at the end. And I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so since this is the center of the bracelet, we're going to now come back this way, completing the pattern. So I'm going to put 5 of these beads, the light pink beads. Need to get some more out. So after 5 beads and then 1 AB bead like this one here, I'm going to add 14 of these dark pink beads on this side, and I'll see you guys. Okay, so I have put all the beads through the wire on this side as well, and this is what I have. So I'm ready to end this side now. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take one of my crimp bead again, put that through the wire, and then take the wire guardian again and put that through the wire from one side and bringing to the other side. Now the second side, the last side, is usually harder to do. It's just how it is. You need to make sure that it is nice and snug, that the bracelet isn't loose, like the beads aren't like moving around loose on the wire. So you need to make sure that they're all pulled nice and taut. And then at this point, I'm ready to do the same thing with my crimp bead, using the second slot first to pinch it down, and then the first slot to kind of curve it up. And that's it. And I'm going to trim my wire as close to that crimp bead as possible, so that way you don't see too much of that wire. Let me try that again. Hope you can see what I'm working on. It's this little tip that I'm trying to cut off. I think this is a better angle to get this off. There we go. And I'm just going to go in with my crimp plier to just make sure that it is nice and tightly pushed in. Okay, so our bracelet part is done. Now we are going to work on the connector piece. So one side I will have the jump rings kind of making the extensions, and then the other side I'll have the lobster claw clasp. So without the clasp and the jump rings, this measures to be 5, 6, 7 already. So that's why I do the actual bead length, just the length that's beaded part on the 6.5 inches, because even these parts take up the length. So this is already 7 inches long, which is a standard size for the bracelet. So I'm going to take my my clasp, and I just quickly like to check before I attach it that it's working fine. And then I'm going to take my small jump ring, because I don't want this to be adding too much length to the bracelet already. So I'm just going to open this up and then slide that clasp and then the bracelet, and closing it shut. Oops. Okay, so our one side is connected. And then for this side, I like to make extender chain with my jump rings. So my big jump rings are the ones that is where you're going to hook the clasp with. So I want to do 3. And then actually, I might just do that, just connect with each other and put it there, because this is already too long. It's already 7 inches long, and I don't want the little guys, the little jump rings, to add more length to it. Otherwise, I usually use 2 jump rings to connect these guys, and I'm kind of getting low on my little jump rings too. So I'm going to take one jump ring, open it up, and then add another jump ring and add the bracelet to the other side and close it. And then add the last jump ring, open that and attach it. Actually, before I attach it, let's see, do we want to add a charm? Yes, we do. Let's make a quick charm. So I found this little top drilled bicone that is perfectly matching with our beads in the center. So I'm going to use this. I kind of created a little jump ring from my head pins, but I could have totally used another one of these big jump rings to put that through. I just had these head pins that are kind of really thick in size. The gauge is smaller, so I kind of wanted to use that up because it's short but thick, so it's kind of hard to work with. So this is a perfect way to use up my those smaller gauge jump rings that are shorter. So it's just for my purpose. Otherwise, you can just, if you have a top drilled bicone like that, you can just slide in through a jump ring, a bigger size jump ring, like 6 millimeter. Okay, so we have our little dangle or charm attached to the end of that. And then now that's how our bracelet looks. We can quickly try it on our wrist. Now this is a little bit bigger for me because I'm slightly smaller than 7-inch size. So there it is. Our bracelet is complete. There's our dangle. And here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you on my next one. Bye for now.